Nathan Explosion from Dethklok, and you're getting your fix of Metal Injection Radio.
Rob here for the Brain Damage podcast on Metal Injection, and we have some very special guests live from the Mord House in Mordland, the most famous band in the world. We have 3 members of Dethklok sitting in with me here tonight. We, of course, have the lead singer, Nathan Explosion. Nathan, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? What's happening? It's good to be here.
And, of course, the guitarist, the lead guitarist, and the fastest guitarist alive, Swisgar Squigelf? I'm sorry, your last name's a little hard to pronounce.
It's, you'll pronounce it, Swisgar Squigelf. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's Squigelf. So.
Sorry, I hope I didn't offend you there, Swisgar. I'll just call you by your first name.
Yeah, whatever.
And, of course, we have the greatest drummer alive, in my opinion, Pickles the Drummers.
Hello. How's it going? Good to be here. Good to be talking on the phone on another interview.
You guys have the internet, right?
Yeah, we do. We have we're not those guys. What are those pilgrim guys called? What are those guys? Amish. We're not Amish people. We live in modern times. Yeah, we have the internet.
Cool. Do you guys ever check out Metal Injection? We write about you guys all the time.
Yeah, we do. All the time.
Yeah, you guys are great. We love your website the most.
Are you guys just reading that off a piece of paper? You don't sound very
Yeah, it says it. No, we got a piece of paper right here. It says, "We love Metal Injection." Make sure and check it out on the internet.
Cool. Well, let's get to some questions. You guys are obviously the biggest band in the world, but it wasn't always like that, right? Could you guys tell us a little bit about your history, how you guys started?
Yeah, we can only, we're actually saving that for a biography that's coming out, so we can't tell you too much. I don't want to, let you down or anything, but yeah, I mean, I can tell you my early history, but I don't want to, we're not really going to talk about, the inception of Dethklok, because it's a story for another time. It's a bigger story to tell, So, I mean, me personally, I was in, my first break was in Snakes and Barrels, the band.
Oh, of course.
It was like more of an LA rock band than a death metal band.
And last time we saw Snakes and Barrels, they were a little incapacitated. Pickles, any idea of possibly try to get a reunion going with a completely different lineup, kind of like Guns N' Roses?
Well, I mean, that's actually, I love Snakes and Barrels. I love the guys. I'm in the middle of suing them right now for the rights to the name. And once I sue the living daylights out of them, then we'll probably get back together again and start racking and rolling. And if not, maybe I'll just get some studio musicians, like Jeff Skunk Baxter and maybe some of those other guys that, that's all I know is Jeff Skunk Baxter. So maybe I'll get those guys to play with me and just call it Snakes and Barrels,
Yeah, that sounds great. Now, you guys, I always wonder, Dethklok, the band, is obviously so huge. Well, what does Dethklok do in their downtime? Do you guys watch any cartoons?
I watch, my favorite thing is any show about women in prison that, there's that show Lockdown on the National Geographic Channel, and I've got to tell you, there's nothing better than watching women stab each other with homemade knives. And, it's funny, it's got heart, and I love it, and I TiVo it all the time.
Oh, you guys have TiVo over there?
Yeah, like I said, we're not Amish. We have things. We have microwave ovens too.
Very little is known about the island where you guys live, Mordland. Would you be able to divulge maybe what ocean it's in?
No, sorry. I mean, here's the thing. We start telling you, and then you start showing up. And you know what? We like our privacy.
Do you guys have any MySpace accounts or Facebook? Do you guys subscribe to those kind of things?
The only official MySpace account is the Dethklok MySpace account. Everything else is. Oh, and I think Murderface has his own. That's it. There's a Murderface one and the Dethklok one. Everything else is total complete crap, and they're not really us. A bunch of fakers.
Right now, Swisscar, you are definitely quite the ladies' man, and MySpace, it's quite a great place to meet new women. Have you ever?
Yeah, but the problem is they end up being, 47 years old men. Trust me, I know.
You don't like the 47-year-old men, Swisscar?
They're fine if, they're buying my CDs, but, it's great to make out with.
Now, Swisscar, recently you and Toki, it's been reported, have been having some problems. And, of course, it's known that you often re-record his parts in the studios. Have you considered just replacing him? Like, what does he bring to the band anyway?
Yeah, that's a good question. First of all, I don't like talking about Toki too much because it takes the focus away from me, And so there's that. And secondly, there's not a day that goes by that I don't try to get him fired from the band or kill him. In a playful way, like for fun.
Right. Of course, you guys adopted a child, Fatty Ding Dongs.
Yeah. I still think about that goofball every day.
Do you guys keep in contact with him at all? Do you guys?
Yeah, we send him every once in a while. We'll get together and we'll send him a pound of flour and like a case of Capri Suns and just all we can do is hope it gets to him because he's still on Krangor Island, the home of wayward kitties. So we know he's okay. We hope he's made friends with the kitties and found peace in the world. But I think it's an honest and important thing to be able to abandon your kids because if you don't want them, they shouldn't be there. They simply shouldn't be there.
Is Dethklok pro-life or pro-choice?
We're not going to get into that politics stuff, that political crap. So, we think death is awesome, but we also think it's also awesome to have a horrible life. So I don't know. I don't want to get into it.
Right. You guys are obviously very metal, and I was just wondering, do you guys listen to any other metal bands? Do you guys keep up with the current music scene?
Yeah, there's tons of. Us metal heads got to stick together, and I think it's great how many awesome, fantastic metal bands there are out there. There's tons of them. There's I don't know. There's you want me to name names?
Well, what's currently in your CD player or in your iPod?
Right now, okay. Here's what I've been listening to on in my CD player is David Townsend's latest record, Ziltoid, The Omniscient. I think that it's incredibly musical and it's just fun, I love it.
I have a pre-promo copy thing of the new Exodus, and this is old school Bay Area thrash stuff, and it's good to see those guys kicking ass. So yeah, check that out.
And for me, I have the new Dethklok CDs in there, and I can't stop listening to it, It's inspiring. It may be my favorite CDs ever, It reminds me of us a lot.
Yeah, no, that's a good one too, yeah.